Hi everyone, welcome to the Lean Coffee Connect. This is the seventh Lean Coffee Connect. We started in the month of December 2023, and every month, either first or second Saturday, based upon the availability, we are schedules. We are facilitating this Lean Coffee Connect. So this session is all about you. What is that questions or doubts or thoughts you want to ask or you want to share, you want to bring into the discussion? So you can type in your questions on this form. That's the reason I shared that link. I can share it once again. Using that, you can ask your questions. It is all anonymous. Names won't be captured. You can feel free to ask your questions. And the answers, each of us can take our turns and we can share our thoughts. There is no one single right or wrong answer or wrong question. A wrong perspective, right? It is all the learning and sharing our experiences, our perspectives. Right? We are good. So feel free to share your questions or thoughts or points or anything you want to discuss. Feel free to post the question, and also you can have an option to vote as well, like or vote. That way also you'll get to know which question more folks or more participants are interested in. Yes, we already saw one question. Yes, we will come there. We will come there. We expected, we know this question. We will give the answer for that also. So how is the current market for agile people? So let's start with that question. First come, first serve. So how is the current market for agile people? Who would like to go ahead and share your thoughts, your experiences?
I would like to share, Satish. Sarada here.
Sure, please go ahead. This session is for everyone. Only point is one topic or one discussion at a time. When someone is sharing their thoughts, let's wait for our turn. You can raise your hand or you can use the options. So Sarda, please go ahead.
Yeah, current market for agile people, particularly, I will like to share my experience for Hyderabad market specifically. So in this market, it has been like it is not very straightforward. Like they employer now doesn't need that functional Scrum Master. They need someone who can be in the hat of at least technical Scrum Master, at least. That is the minimum requirement. Or otherwise functional with technical PM, either or BA role, something one, either BA, Scrum Master with BA or Scrum Master with technical project manager, who is at least in one cloud computing, at least AWS or Azure, something at least one side. It should not be just like I'm just functionally doing my facilitation, my arts work is over. It should not be that. So that is one approach, and another market is little tight now for Scrum Master. Budget issue, as we call in project management, same way for Scrum Master. Some budget issue is there also, and yeah, so and they need people with technical expertise, not just functional. That is what it is moving now. Yeah, that's I think that's my point.
Thanks, Sarda, for sharing your thoughts or pointers. Just to add on or continue with the discussion, what might be or what could be the reason this change came? Sarda, you want to share? Yeah, I mean, your experience.
Might be because of this. One is definitely market uncertainty, USA market or global uncertainty. So that is what in my company, while salary negotiation, recently I heard from my delivery manager. So we are not getting more projects and there is a lot of uncertainty. That is one factor. Global factor might be because of that. Another thing is now demand is compared to demand, supply is very high because lot of now like we are getting lots of knowledge about Scrum. from different sources, be it YouTube or anything. Like, so demand and supply, some mismatch is there somewhere. And I think that is beyond these two. And also we are moving now, because Scrum Master position is basically now evolving. It is not just like one guy was telling me 3 years back with the same resume, I was getting 200 calls. Now with the same resume, I'm expecting 10, 20 calls. I'm not getting even 2, 3 calls. So he's not able to accept that Scrum Master position is evolving. So that is what means, yeah. Thanks.
Thanks, Sarada. Anyone else would like to share their thoughts before we go ahead?
Maybe since most of the organizations already started having this agile implementation, and teams are already aware, and they think that team can manage rather than being a separate.
Okay. So what could be the reason? Is it really the teams are able to manage on their own, or is it the organization perspective or thoughts?
Organization.
Okay.
I think organizations are not giving some importance, to the Scrum role, I should say, or the Scrum Master role. They are in a perception that this is something that manageable by anyone within the team. As Sharad mentioned earlier, maybe it could be a BA or a test lead or someone who can step into Scrum role and organize those. I think that's what I'm seeing. What is the value that they are seeing is plays a vital role. That's what I understand. I think if they really understand the role here, I think we will definitely see leadership encouraging having a Scrum Master for the team. But yeah, it depends upon the middle level manager as well. Manager level people. What do they see? So that's what I think.
More thing, as Sharda mentioned, global uncertainty, that is one of the reason. Another one is the cost cutting that some of the organizations already started are doing right now. And as Hari mentioned, so anyone can manage because some of the well-matured teams they can manage themselves. But if unmatured teams, some of the Scrum Masters or Kanban leads are required. If they are matured enough, they can manage themselves. That is also one of the reason, one of the factor.
Thanks. Cool. Thanks, Hari Deshmukh, and thanks, Hari Kumar. Thanks, Preeti. Yes. Anyone else want to add before I share my thoughts? Again, there is no right or wrong answer. This is all we sharing our experiences, our perspectives among ourselves, just to share our thoughts and make sure each of us get to know what's happening or what could be the reasons or what we can do from our side. Right? There is no single right or wrong answer as such. Okay, so Hari Deshmukh, 2 points which you mentioned, right? The organization realizing the value or understanding the role. Yes, this could be one of the reason. My personal perspective again, right? So the reason, what's the challenge or what's the reason, logic behind it is, even now, starting from 2018, from the time I started attending conferences, even now, whenever we go for any conference, any meetup or any event, the first question we get from the leaders is, what do the Scrum Master do every day? I don't see them bringing any value to the team. They're not doing any deliverables. Do I really need to have a Scrum Master for my team? So most of us might be able to correlate that. The question which is coming from the leaders, right? So they might not be asking us upfront. They are discussing among themselves with other organizations, leaders, and all those things. Hey, this is what is happening in my organization. What's happening in your organization, or what is it your Scrum Masters are doing? The way how we are discussing, they also discuss in their forums, right? So that is what is happened, and even happening now also. The other thing is, as Sarada mentioned, right? So the uncertainty is coming up. And when uncertainty is coming up, why the Scrum Master role is impacted more when compared to the other Agile roles? When you say Agile team, we have Scrum Master, Product Owner, and developers or the team members. Then why the Scrum Master alone, or maybe the coaches also to some extent got impacted? Because, yes.
Maybe the technical skills that the Agile Scrum Master possesses is comparatively less than anybody in the Scrum team.
Yes, there is one reason or one logic.
And that is the generic thing is we are not Scrum Master, non-technical Scrum Master. We are not getting any value. They can do away with the tab to after certain extent, maybe after quarter or half yearly, after 5 to 6 to 7 sprints. When we are coaching the team, they are well aware of that and they are matured enough to handle their own. Whatever we are doing in a day, the team can do themselves. So companies are feeling the heat on that. So what is the value add the Scrum Masters are bringing in when we are paying this many LPA? So what is the ROI we are getting? That is the problem here.
Yes, there is another factor, another what do you say, side of the coin. Yes, Arun, you want to share info? Arun, your voice is very feeble.
Like right now, the problem.
Yes, Arun, go ahead.
Satish.
Yes, Vijay, go ahead.
So Satish, one challenge
Is it better now? Can you hear me, Satish?
Arun, there is a disturbance coming up, but still a little bit better.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, it is better.
Okay. So one key thing I feel is, for other roles, there is a way for someone else to see the progress or see the output, what each person is doing. For example, if the product owner is doing his work properly, at least we know that the requirements are in place or some roadmap is in place. Something they can show, and someone else outside, right? They can see that, okay, something is happening, right? So, okay, product owner is having something, he's creating the backlog or creating a roadmap, something he's doing. Now, coming to the developers, okay, they're developing something. If the stories are progressing, if requirements are getting fulfilled and satisfied, okay, the team is working fine. So now people don't know how to judge what the Scrum Master is doing. So that's why the question comes about what is the Scrum Master doing the whole day. It is not something that they just sit and discuss. It's a question that is being asked throughout interviews. If you see everywhere, right? Many people ask the same thing. What should a Scrum Master do? What should an Agile coach do on a day-to-day basis? That is where the confusion comes in. If you look at the Scrum Master as the servant leader who sits at the background, makes sure that the team is effective and efficient, and nobody needs him. If a Scrum Master works like that, then people start thinking that, okay, everything is going fine. Why do we need a Scrum Master? What does this guy do? What does the Agile coach do? Everything is happening fine. And if something is not happening, then the Agile coach comes back and says that, okay, the team has to be upgraded, or some training has to be done, or this needs to be, that needs to be done. And then the question comes back, okay, then why do we need you? We need all work to be done by the developers and the product owner. And as an Agile coach, what do you do? As a Scrum Master, what do you do? So, yeah, that's the key thing. Nobody can figure out how to judge or how to find out the effectiveness or efficiency of the work done by the Scrum Master or the Agile coach.
Thanks, Arun. Vijay, you're about to say something?
Yeah, almost the same thing that Arun mentioned. So we are not able to quantify the productivity of a Scrum Master, and there are no tangible benefits actually. So it is very difficult. So even if the Scrum Master or Agile coach is doing very well, so then the credit will not be obviously going to the Scrum Master, because if the role is like that. And likewise, as Arun mentioned, even if the team is not doing well, then it is a double-edged sword actually. So it is very difficult to realize the benefits or value the empathize with the role of a Scrum Master unless the leadership is also coming from at least having a servant leadership mindset actually. So it's a kind of a thankless job actually, depending on the context and the people.
Exactly. Yes.
In my experience, I found a value addition during a particular sprint where there was a quarterly release. So they couldn't manage to complete the sprint goal. So finally, it came up to me as a Scrum Master. I had to answer why it was not done. So I mentioned that I'm a servant leader. I cannot put my thing like a project manager. I cannot wield my stick on them. I told like that, but the management was not in a situation. I'm in the mood to listen. Then I was converted into Agile project manager, so that I have grip over the team members even if they are not doing. So that is what it is happening. So if we have, somebody has to be blamed for something. If you are ready to take the change, then you are there.
That's interesting. Okay, Sai. Yes.
Maybe one thing is a couple of things. One is like the Scrum Master directly doesn't impact to the product evolution or product delivery. Behind the screens, he will be the master, but inside the scenes, he may not be visible. And the second thing is like when a team is really self-organized or they don't need a Scrum Master, then you have achieved or you have been successful in that team. Then you can showcase instead of staying in the same team, or else once their velocity has been increased gradually, or else everything is perfect, you yourself can portray to the organization saying that this team is done and my role is almost done over here, and take a challenging team where they are not able to cope up with the current situation, or else where they are not able to increase the productivity. As you can see, you will be having access to all the Jira dashboards and find out a team where they are really struggling, and request an organization that you wanted to take up this pod or the team to showcase your skills, what you have achieved from this current team.
Excellent, Sai. This is like one of the best answer. Yes, Hari? Go ahead.
No, I think we should also discuss on, how do we turn around the table? What is the constructive approach that we can take, where we, kind of a leadership team or a development team, or it could be a product owner, anybody who feels that, this is something that we are adding a lot of value to it. So I know there are challenges, but I think we also know the way that we want to, make our availability as a critical or required one. But yeah, we should start thinking about it as also what are those points that we want to jot down on to turn around the table. I think that would help. That's something that we can take away from our discussion.
Thanks, definitely. Nice. Thanks, Hari. Idris?
Yeah, good afternoon or good evening. So my take basically, I think we Scrum Masters, we actually know what we need to be doing, as to the teams. So I think, the best thing is when we join a team, we should have some benchmark metrics. What was the cycle time when I joined the team? What was the throughput when I joined the team? So you have to look for something that you can benchmark against. And then you want to start making sure that, you reduce the cycle time, you increase the throughput and everything. Are we delivering value at the end of every sprint? Are we getting an increment done at the end of every sprint? So when we start tracking all those key metrics for ourselves and for the team, then we can actually have the data. Everything is data driven. We can actually show the management the data. When I joined this team, the cycle time was 30 days. Now it is 15 days. Now it is 6 days. And those are the data that they'll see. Are we getting things done every sprint? The throughput was 2 when I joined the team. Now the throughput has increased to 5, 6. And those are the kind of things that we can use to justify why we are on the team. Otherwise, nobody respects Scrum Masters.
Excellent. So this is one of the recommendation even I give to many folks. Start showcasing the data. right? So whenever we go for any interview, we will try to share like, this is what I help my team improve my velocity. I help my team reduce the cycle time and all those things. What is stopping us to share the same information with our leadership, with our management? Right. Don't wait till end of the year or end of the quarter or whenever is the appraisal or performance appraisal is happening. Try to showcase this information on regular basis. As I just mentioned, right? Perfect. That is one of the perfect way how we can showcase our value to the organization. Start showcasing the data. Start using the information. Just don't give any generic theoretical statements, either in the interviews or in our current organization as well. Right? And velocity, never go with the velocity. Velocity could be one of the metric. Never just go with the velocity. Showcase the improvement in the quality or in the cycle time or in the throughput or in the different ways. Just don't go alone with the velocity. You can use velocity as one of the metric, but don't use velocity alone is as a metric. Right? So thanks for others who shared the points like Arun, Hari,
Satish, I have
Vishnu,
a
Sai.
question. Is that okay?
Yes.
So if
Yes, please.
you and Idris could explain how to improve the throughput and velocity improvement is okay. How to I mean, if you can share your experience, like how to improve the throughput and cycle time. Because in my team also the cycle time is like 25 days. So I'm thinking over that. If you could share your experience, that will be useful.
Sure.
Throughput also.
Sure. So we have one question related to Kanban reports. We will cover as part of that. Okay. So one more point which I want to add. Thanks for all the points. We discussed almost like 20 minutes on this. So let's move ahead. Before going ahead, one more point which I want to mention why the Scrum Masters or Agile coaches are impacted more compared to the other Agile roles is whenever a decision needs to be taken by the leadership team, like whom we need to let go of. It will be a discussion among the leaders, and the perspective is like how we can let folks go from the organization with minimal impact to the deliverables, with minimal impact to the implementation. That is the first or one of the key important point. The discussion comes into the picture whenever the leadership team has to take such decision. I'm not saying that is the only decision point, but that could be or that will be one of the decision point for the leadership team. And unfortunately, if in case we are unable to showcase the value, that is the reason we in the sense the Agile roles or the Scrum Masters or Agile coaches are or still might get impacted. So that's the reason showcasing the value is really important. Any organization, whether it is product company or service company. Of course, I'm not giving a guarantee that just by showcasing the value, we won't get impacted. Might not be. That won't give a guarantee, but at least we will get to know that yes, we did justice to our role and we are showcasing the value, and we will have that confidence at the comfort level to go ahead. Yes, Hari. Yes, let's move on. We spent enough time on that. Now coming to the next question, maybe important question. Why is Gachibowli meat not free? Do you want me to answer this now or at a later point of time?
Yes. Now.
No? Okay. Okay. So, the reason is yes. Okay.
Hi, sorry to interrupt. Solomon here.
Yes, Solomon.
Yeah, many of them informed that talking about the velocity, ROI calculation and all, but the thing is, in reality, every organization is asking, right? They need only not only as a Scrum Master, okay? Because I am from the consulting background, where they also need some of the consulting skills. Not only in this technical, not much technical, but the thing is, they ask to read what exactly the market is all about. What are the how to improve? Because when start as a Scrum, right? That is in 15 years back. That is a new one. But again, the Scrum has been evolved into different portfolios. Like now, it also has the shape. Just want to make sure not only the team, I mean, the organization not only focused on the velocity, the quality which you are giving, but also when it comes to the people management, they also need an impact on each individuals in the Scrum team. They need to groom. They need each individuals need to be how mature they can able to handle themselves, because as you know that, right, the one of the value will be the self organized or self motivated. So based on that also, every organization actually expecting from each Scrum Master. So this is one of the point I need to put it in this discussion.
Yes, definitely. That is also another important aspect. We need to understand the business context, and we need to go accordingly. Many organizations are now changing the roles or asking the folks to move into the different roles or different skill set. Yes. When we talk about or say about the continuous learning culture, it needs to start with us. Lead by example. Thanks, Solomon. Okay.
So Satish, just want to add a couple of points here. Sharath here.
Yes, sir.
Hello. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Go ahead. Sharath, you're able to hear us? Okay. Looks like Sharath is having some issue. Okay, we'll come back. Anyways, we have
Just
questions. Sharath, your voice is breaking.
How is it? How about now?
Yeah, now it is better.
Okay. I think some issue with my headset. So what I was just trying to reiterate is that is where the role of a mentor and coach will come, right? From a Scrum Master or a coach, where they need to guide the teams over and above the BAU activities, which are generic responsibilities, which a Scrum Master has to do. So that is where they can create more value in terms of following ceremonies or making some process improvements, advising on how they can make their roles more effective, right? Projecting the right metrics. So yeah, over and above, they need to play a very good role in terms of consulting also. So it will help them over a period of time. Maybe I have repeated what others have said.
Yes.
Now.
It's a
Let's move forward.
summary. It's summary of all the pointers. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Thanks, Sharath. Thanks for adding it. Okay. So coming to the next point, let's move on quickly. Why is Gachibowli Meet not free? So we did all the online conferences, virtual conferences free of cost in the monthly meet. So the knowledge sharing sessions, anything virtual, we are organizing it free of cost. Coming to the in-person meetup or the conference, whatever the terminology we use, there are a lot of logistics and a lot of costs, internal and external, comes into context. That is one of the reasons why we have to charge, and the cost we try to keep is all minimum cost, and that is one of the reason why we tried a lot of options for venues, and we got luckily Infosys as a venue, so the venue cost was reduced, and the price whatever we kept for the conference is all the operational costs. There is no profit involved, nothing, not even a single rupee. Instead, we have to pay from our side to cover the balance part. Right? So we kept the cost to the minimum extent, not to make it overload for any of the participants from any perspective. The intention of bringing in-person meetup is to bring everyone together and to make sure the learning happens in person as well. And more from the networking perspective. Just to add on, Infosys team, they mentioned that the recruitment team will be there and they will have a recruitment kiosk where Infosys team will share the current open opportunities with them. So feel free to make use of that. It won't be a interviews or the discussions won't happen on the day, but you will get to know what's the open opportunities, how you can apply or how you can reach out to them. You can have their the discussion with the recruitment folks on that day. There is another benefit we are getting by through that in-person meet on 22nd June.
Right. As Satish has told, thanks for the person who has asked this question. Actually, it will help us to justify what we are trying to do. First of all, what everyone has to keep in mind is SSAG Gurus platform is a non-profit voluntary platform. Okay. And as Satish told, we did virtual conferences for free without charging anything, unlike other platforms. For this event also, first of all, our thought is the same, but venue cost itself would have gone to some multiples, which we don't want to disclose. But thanks to Infosys team, I don't know, thanks is not enough for them. We have to do more than that. Right. Despite that, there are some unavoidable operational costs, which we found out while we try to gather all the things. That also we took into account and ensured that we kept our ticket minimum to the minimum, and we are giving discounts back and forth like anything in that also. And how we are going to manage the overall budget for the summit is still a question today, but we know we have our own thought process, we have our own alternate solutions, what we can do. But keeping that budget aside, what we want to give is a immersible and unique experience with top-notch speakers as well as the panelists. Okay, and there are a lot of activities that are involved throughout the day, and I know it's premature to call out, but our warriors, our volunteers are doing a fantastic job, where you are going to see the outcome on that day, right? So rest assured, I request all of you people, if you're not registered yet, please go ahead and register and experience that. That's all we can say at this moment. Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Sharat, for adding it. Any more questions we can answer towards the end? For now, let's go ahead. So, what can Scrum Master do to stay relevant considering the ways of working are becoming more hybrid in recent? Who would like to go ahead with this?
Satish, maybe I think the question might not be clear, so I had posted it. So okay. I do see that as of now, even one of the speaker earlier mentioned that people are now more looking for a person who can act as a Scrum Master and a project manager, or a Scrum Master and a business analyst, or a PO. So I'm not sure if it is because of the cost pressure or because of the global economic and market conditions. So these kind of changes seem to be happening, and there's also a lot of scrutiny on the ceremonies, events, and the implementation, like scaled agile implementation and those things. So considering all this, it's going to be very difficult to follow the Scrum Master from the purist perspective. So that we need to make subtle changes. So I just wanted to get the viewpoint of everyone here to understand, like, what are the things that the Scrum Master can adapt to help the team and program, as well as stay true to the Agile manifesto and the Scrum way of working.
Thanks, Vijay, for that. Yeah, who would like to go ahead?
But then this is the same question that we were discussing earlier, right? So how to be a Scrum Master or Agile coach in the current day and time?
Yes, to some extent, what do you say? Similar. Vijay, you might want to add any, what else you are looking for? I know you mentioned, but just
the earlier.
There is one point I would like to add. Hybrid is something that, which is something applies to everybody now. We are working a couple of days in a week, and rest of the days we are working from home. So to stay relevant, what I generally do is when I work from office, I prefer connecting team on a video conference. Like, usually when you are working from home, a team is hesitant to turn on the video cameras. Sometimes they just talk about it and provide some updates, and they complete their DS, daily stand up and all other stuff. So I would try to be more connect. We create that kind of connect in the team. If it is intercity teams, like, maybe there are multiple locations the team is working, so bringing them on a video conference call and meeting them in person on those days, and the days when we meet in the office, right? So that's something that really helps you to stay connected with the team. And even working from home, I think we need to have more collaboration with the team on something that they get benefited from. Like, for example, we remember those days when we used to conduct some Friday fun games, and to have that icebreaker, or increase the collaboration, or the team bonding. Now the switch is like, you need to encourage the team to talk about a new topic, like AI. It could be an AI Azure fundamentals. So you pick up any new topic and you ask anybody to prepare some notes and talk about it. Prepare some questions that you want to ask within the team, and maintain one leadership board that can present who are more involved in the meetings, and kind of show and tell calls, or learning calls. So encourage the team members who are actively participating, answering, or coming up with the topics. So we need to increase that connectivity that is beneficial for the team. I think that's what I believe, that it will add a lot of relevance in terms of connecting ourselves, or keeping in contact with the team. I'm not sure whether I've sounded right, but that's what I generally do to stay relevant and connected with the people in the team.
So that is with respect to the hybrid, with respect to the remote way of working and co-location. So that is also one aspect of it. So the other point that I wanted to get clarity from folks here is initially a couple of decades back, like we were all into waterfall way of working, and then all the project and program management roles got transitioned, or most of them got transitioned to Scrum Master, Agile Coach, RT kind of roles. And recently, I see a trend that it is kind of blending again, and we may need to follow some of the flavor from waterfall, as well as don the role of a Scrum Master or an RT or Agile Coach, along with doing some project and program management responsibility. So that kind of blend I see happening in some of the organizations when I speak. So how do we handle this kind of a transition actually?
Yeah, I think you mentioned the right point. We kind of following multiple frameworks nowadays, or maybe we are picking up a kind of coming about designing our own framework that suits our team, the way they are working, and the number of teams that are involved. Sometimes we need to, again, based on the projects as well, sometimes we might need to consider waterfall, or sometimes we might need to follow a Kanban, where you feel that the task is assigned and task is completed. Yeah, I think it is always important for us to assess the situation, assess the project that we are working on, and if there is something that we want to come up as a hybrid model, right? I think we should always welcome that, and even we can take the suggestions from the team and the product owner on how do they want to do it. That's how I generally do it. I it's not something it is like you only follow this framework for this particular project. Maybe there are certain elements in the project that would encourage you to do the waterfall. So it's something hybrid is always welcome based on the discussion that you have with the team. But I've never come across that situation so far, getting into a hybrid now, because the hybrid model doesn't give you the iterative process development or the MVPs I'm talking about. So yeah, I think not much that I can add apart from what I just mentioned. I've not been into that situation.
Hari, when you told hybrid, do you mean to say that work from home, that hybrid, or a mixture of the classical project management and the agile way of working? You call that as a hybrid, Hari? I didn't get your...
My second point was more towards the hybrid model of working, project management. And the first one I talked about is about we being as in a hybrid work schedule, right? That's what I was focusing on.
No, so sorry. Hybrid meaning the work from home, that concept you're talking about, or hybrid meaning the classical project management, a mix of classical project management and the agile way of working. Do you call that as hybrid?
Yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah, I think what you mentioned second is right. Yeah, that's what I was referring to.
Got it.
So are we good with the question, Vijay?
I think we have an interesting question. Yeah.
Yes, Satish, at least Hari, from a fellow agile practitioner, like I think the thing is the context matters actually. So we should be open enough to not just stick towards one framework or methodology. So whatever works for the team and the business, so we should be in a position to adapt to it. So that is the kind of mindset that I'm having right now, and I just wanted to bring it to see like how others see when they come across this kind of a scenario.
Yeah, hi, Shiva
Yes.
here.
Yes, Shiva.
Can I go?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Okay. So before I answer to this question, right, there's a question behind for this question again, that why management are these days looking dual role other than the Scrum Master, like project manager or delivery head, or other than Scrum Master. The reason, even I did some research over here. So what happening is these days, that many Scrum Masters are turning from team lead to Scrum Master, or from SSC to Scrum Master, are getting certified and becoming a Scrum Master, right? So what they're doing actually in practical, I'm not talking about everyone, but many people, what they're doing is they're only driving the Scrum, a daily Scrum, okay? And they're not focusing more on retrospective, neither they're not focusing on sprint planning, or they're not focusing more on how can we deliver more effectively or efficiently. So what happened, management is thinking that, okay, if it is only for the DSM, I think we don't need a dedicated Scrum Master here, right? The management also think the point of budget. If I'm in a management, even I should have to think in that perspective as well, right? So why should I hire a Scrum Master who can only drive the daily Scrum? And the daily Scrum is not for the Scrum Master job, right? It's not his core call, the DSM is. It is for the team, and by the team it is. So for that sake of what management is doing, okay, if you're doing that, let it do, not an issue. But along with also you have to do things. So they're expecting more these days. So the question to the Vijay, right? Vijay asked this question, how to manage. So we have to lean towards more Scrum or Agile, and we have to focus also on what management is expecting, because we cannot deny what management is expecting from us to do, right? It's a better and better for us also. We cannot go against. We cannot say that no, I'm only the Scrum Master. I cannot do other than this what I can do, right? But we have to do along with the deliverables. We have to focus, or we have to lean towards the Agile first. Then we have to take care of the other responsibilities. It might be the project manager or project management, or it may be the product owner, whatever it may be. So down the line, that will help you, but we have to focus on more lean towards the Scrum.
Yeah, to add to that, as I mentioned previously, so what we have to do is we have to take the responsibility, not as a servant leader, as an agile project manager. So my CEO was happy. So when we are taking the responsibility of completing the sprint goal, then it should be fine. Otherwise, if we have wash our hands away saying that no, I'm a servant leader only, and it's the team is responsible. The question came up, then what are you doing here? What the heck are you doing here? Then from the next sprint, I took up the responsibility of at least taking the responsibility of ensuring that sprint goal is achieved. So then he was happy. So if he could transform to that level, taking some responsibilities, then it should be fine.
So this is more or less again connecting back to the previous points which we discussed, and the next one of the question we got, right? Yes. Okay. Are you good, Vijay?
Yes, Satish. Yeah, all the perspective helps actually. Yeah.
Okay. And there are some pointers from Richard in the chart as well. We can take a look. From Scrum Master to stay relevant, needs to continuous improvement and continuous learning. Yes, of course, that's what we need to write. So without do that, how can we set the example to the team? Lead by example. So, and if benefit in the traditional ways of working, improve self and keep learning. And the major ask of most companies now is hybrid. Learn how to manage budget, schedule, stakeholder management, resources, etc. The knowledge areas of project management, and in addition to Agile and Scrum knowledge. Yes. So the T-shaped skill or cross-skilling, reskilling, unlearning and relearning, that is what we all need to start focusing on. If you're already not doing it, let's start doing it. That's what my suggestion is.
But Sharad, once we do that, right, we become a project manager, right? We are no more a Scrum Master. So the Scrum Master role itself is to make the team do it. You don't do it, you make the team do it. So if you start doing it, then you are following the classical project management, which is not what Scrum is trying to propose, right? So where the project manager takes is a key person. He drives the delivery. He drives everything. He makes sure things happen. He makes sure. I don't know. That's the classical project management, right?
Sharad here. Every organization has their own customized role for a Scrum Master, right? In some organizations, role of a Scrum Master is a pure Scrum Master role where they need to care for the ceremony. They need to show the process improvement. They need to take the role of a coach, mentor as needed, right? And they might be given 3-4 projects depending on their bandwidth, where they will be evaluated based on that. In some organizations, the customized role of a Scrum Master is different, where they need to play a hybrid role, which people were discussing earlier. So nowadays, organizations are customizing or tuning the roles as per their needs, right? It's been happening since long time. Now it has become more rigorous because people already know about budget and how we need to make a role of a person more effective. Here, they don't see which framework you are following, what you are trying to do, and how you are going to benefit it. Whether we can leverage that person from multiple areas, so that his skill set also will increase and he will also be able to contribute in an effective way. That's why, these kind of roles are coming out. So there's nothing wrong.
But in Scrum Master, we need not to write a code or we need to test it. But beyond facilitating the calls, we should also...
People are hiring technical Scrum Masters.
No, that's not a Scrum Master.
Java and other.
This is open-ended question, actually. This is open-ended question, and it's a debatable question. Every person will have a different perspective of the role, organization, and it's a combination of a lot of things. I think we should have some timeline set for open-ended questions. We should have some learning. Let's see if there are any other questions that we can make our job better, that might help us in performing our Scrum Master role. Open-ended questions, it's definitely debatable. I believe we need to have some timeline set for that.
Exactly. Yes. See, my point, right? See, when you say agile, responding to change or following a plan. So if you are agilist, we may have to respond to change, what's happening around us, and we may have to tweak, adjust, and the continuous learning aspect comes into context. And another thing what we need to understand is, or maybe consider, is like the focus is working software. How we, when you say we, the whole team, the whole organization come together and work together to deliver a working valuable software to the clients, to the end users in the shortest possible time. Of course, that's what the next point we will discuss as part of Kanban and the cycle time improvement as well. But yes, so it might feel irrelevant or it might feel different when you say this is not a pure Scrum Master role. Might be, yes, but the hybrid, that's what Vijay's point or Vijay's question is, like what's relevant to the organization perspective, what's relevant to the current trend. It might be changing, yes, then that might be the new normal. Okay. Shall we go ahead?
Yes, Satish.
Yes, Satish, yes.
Okay, yes. So the next question is again a little bit important, or maybe more important, because many organizations now asking Scrum Masters to help the Kanban teams. Right, so you might be working as a Scrum Master for 2-3 Scrum teams, 1 or 2 teams here and there, but yes, all of a sudden the leadership team or the client might be coming and asking, hey, Satish, go and help this Kanban team. We might not be, as a Scrum Master, we might not be there day in, day out with that Kanban team. So it is really important for us to understand what metrics or what information, how we can figure out what's happening within the Kanban team. That is where this question, thanks for whoever asked this question. Let's quickly discuss on this. So 2 metrics come into context from a Kanban framework perspective. There are more, but if you look at the Jira perspective, again, I'm just starting from Jira perspective, the 2 important metrics come into context, or maybe 3 or 4. I will keep on adding, but let's start with the key important metric. The first metric is the cycle time. Right. So what is the cycle time? How do we take a look at that? You're able to see my screen?
Yes.
The Jira board. Okay. Let me see whether we have the report for this Kanban project or not. I'll check on that. So for a Kanban team, for Kanban project, we'll have only 2 reports, CFD and control chart. Right. So these are the 2 things we need to go. If in case the team is making use of the DevOps integration, that's when this cycle time report deployment frequency comes. Otherwise, CFD and control chart, which are the reports coming from Jira perspective. If in case Rally, ADO, or TFS, the different reports or different perspectives might be there. But let me share from Jira Kanban team perspective. Right. So this is how the control chart looks like. What is it? It is saying cycle time for the product, version, or sprint. This helps to identify whether the data from current process can be used to determine future performance. And cycle time and lead time, these are the 2 important terminologies we need to understand, either for Scrum team and Kanban team. This cycle control chart can be used for Scrum team as well, as Hari mentioned, right? So we need to showcase that value, not Hari, I guess Sai, right? So one of you mentioned that how we are improving the cycle time of the team from the time we started versus the time we right now. So this is how the default control chart is coming up. What is it? The information it is right now, it is generated for 3 months. So 46 weeks, 6 days, 2 hours is average. Forget about numbers. This is a dummy project, my own personal project. So don't worry about the numbers, why 46 weeks and everything, but this is how the numbers will come. what is it? The number of issues worked by that specific team during this duration versus the average time will be reflected in this control chart. So this is the cycle time for this specific team for this specific duration. Right. So yes, I remember Idris was mentioning. So what is the cycle time for us, for our team when we started as a Scrum Master? The moment you got the access to your project board, start making a note of it. Need not be immediately, but you can go back and you can tweak the dates. Let's suppose I started as Scrum Master in 2022. So 2022 to throughout the year, I can make a note of what is the cycle time for the team versus 2023 versus now. I can make a difference. I should be able to showcase the difference. Let me show that in a simple Excel. So let's suppose Q1, 10 issues were worked by a team and the average is 5 days, 23 hours, for example, right? Then in the Q2, again, the same team did 10 issues, but now it took 4 days, 2 hours, which means there is an improvement in the cycle time. Then Q3, 20 issues within 4 days, 2 hours. What does it mean? So, Sarada, to your question, this is the throughput, the number of items completed by a team in the given duration. That is the throughput. What is the cycle time? The average time taken by that specific team to complete that issues. Are you good till now?
Satish, could you repeat?
Yes,
Satish, could you repeat?
Sure. So the throughput is nothing but the number of items completed by the team in the given duration. You take for a week, month, a quarter, or half year, a year, it is up to you. Whatever the time duration, this is the time duration. Right? And the throughput will be the number of items completed by the team in the given duration. And the average time is the cycle time coming up for that respective team. Right? So for 2024, for example, for Q1, my team completed 10 issues. The average cycle time is 5 days, 23 hours. The Q2, or maybe sprint 1 or sprint 2, these are dummy numbers, right? Just don't go with that. So Q2, 10 issues with 4 days, 2 hours. Q3, 20 issues, 4 days, 2 hours. So if I showcase this as a information outcome to my leadership, this is when I started as a Scrum Master for this team. And now after 3 quarters, this is how the team improved their way of working. And this is the value I brought to the team by bringing in different improvements to the team. Right? Yes, Richard. Team's efficiency improved in terms of issue resolution or number of issues per time. Are you good till now?
Yes, Satish.
Okay. Now, what we can do is in the columns, we can select what specific status or what specific thing we want to take a look at it. Right? The moment we select that, see if we can see it, backlog and done are excluded, because if we include that, that will become the lead time. We don't want the lead time. What is the lead time? From the time the issue is defined till the time it is completed. We don't want that lead time. Why? Because the feature or a story or epic, whatever the terminology we call, the product owner might have defined in the early 2024. The team might be working in the sprint of June 2024. Why do we want to focus on that? 5 months of wait time for that issue to be prioritized by the product owner and bring it to the team. Yes, we need that if we have to coach the product owner in getting the work done. But now for the focus is to coach the team in improving the deliverables. Okay. Now, for both the status we selected 46 weeks, 6 days. I'm just changing it. In progress, I selected only in progress. For in progress, the average is 41 weeks, which means the team took 41 weeks to complete from the in progress to done. If I change and selected for development, right, 44 weeks. So again, just don't go with that status. I will just share in the Excel again. Let me unhide the columns. Right. Let's suppose this is how the status we define: analysis, coding, testing, review. Right. How this 5 days, 23 hours is coming up? This could be the split. 4 hours maybe for analysis, 1 day 16 hours for coding, 1 day 22 hours for testing, 3 days for review. This is a information is taken from one of the teams. The exact information almost, right? So what is it you are getting it? How I got this from this 5 days, 23 hours? By selecting that respective status. I just selected only analysis. I got the average as 4 hours. Only coding, 1 day, 16 hours. Only testing, 1 day, 22 hours. Only review, 3 days. Now, where is the culprit? Or where is the challenge coming up? In review.
Review is the culprit here.
Exactly. The coding and testing itself is not taking 3 days. The review is happening for 3 days. Right? So we worked with that team and we identified what's the root cause, what's the challenge the team is facing in review. And that is the improvement we could see in Q2, why the reduction happened from 5 days to 4 days. The review time came down from 3 days to 1 day, 18 hours. That is the reason the cycle time reduced.
But Satish, again, is a hypothetical question like why 3 days happened? Reviewer was not there, all this blah blah will be there.
Yes, that is the first answer we get. Why review is taking 3 days? Reviewer is not available, or reviewer is what do you say, busy with something else, or reviewer is occupied, reviewer is not responding or not reviewing.
Average time, right? So not
Yes,
just one
it's
thing, it's
average.
been happening for a long time, yeah, for a waiting, yeah.
Yes, for 10 issues, right? So now it is not to pinpoint to one issue or one team member. We need to figure out, hey, how can we improve our review time? What we can do as a team to improve our review? Let's figure out. Maybe small changes we might have done, which resulted in reducing to some extent. Right? Then Q2 to Q3, if you observe, the review time was totally reduced, 6 hours.
Correct.
However,
change,
there is another culprit. Analysis time increased more. Right? Of course, there is another logic for that. But this is how, my point is like, this is how we can do this, fetch this information from your tool, whatever the tool you're using. Just prepare an Excel like this, keep it for yourself and share with your team, share with your leadership, and start involving the team for the improvements.
Satish, can we have a cycle team as a sprint? For each and every sprint also we can do, right? At least we can know that sprint achieve, sprint goal is achieved.
Yes, we can do. See, the past 2 weeks, past month, or we can even choose the dates from which date to which date. It is up to us. We can choose the last 2 weeks. Right? It is up to us. The time frame is in our hands. We can choose which time frame we want to do it, whether you want to do for entire year, quarter, or release timelines. What if you're doing a release every 4 weeks? Or what if you're doing a release every 1 month? 3 months. We can choose that date, duration.
Satish, I've shared one image in the chat section. Can you just check how do we read those numbers? What do we understand from that?
Yes. I will share in the graph. and no, not in this. Let me move to some other project. But at least, are you following?
Yeah, I think cycle time is something that I'm not able to see in the metrics that you have shown. In the control chart, talks about the average rollover time, and I think there is one more metric, right?
Yes, that is a cycle time. There is a cycle time, Hari. Cycle time is like from the time the team started working on it,
Yeah,
the time completed it.
In
So there
progress
is
to
the
done.
average we are taking.
Yeah,
in
in
progress to
No,
done.
I got the definition of that, but where do you see that in the control chart?
Yes, let me show that.
You would be seeing that in the cumulative flow diagram, right? CFT, not in the control chart.
No. Here also we can
control
see.
chart
Here also
only.
we can
In
see.
control chart down.
See,
The columns.
yes, see the column. See progress, coding, testing, review. In progress to done. We excluded done.
As per the Satish demo project only, but as per your project, the columns will be varying.
Columns will be different. Yes, right. See, why we excluded done? Because once it is done, it will be done throughout the duration. We don't want that. Why we have excluded to do? Because the issue might be created long ago. The team started working only in the current sprint. We don't want that duration as well. Are you good with that?
Yeah, the cycle time clocks the story when it goes to in progress.
Yes.
So what is the red line talking about there in the between?
Red line is what is the average? Red line is the average.
What average is that?
Average is the duration of these issues, number of issues completed. See, 4 days, 17 hours. So that's why the number is between 4 to 5.
Okay.
For all the status we selected, if we change it, it will change. Okay. Now, our focus should be on the issues or the circles above the average. There are circles, right? The green dots and green circles. The circle is a single issue anytime, whether it is any chart, right? So circle is a single issue.
That is
the moment
what
you
we
click
call
on
it
it,
as outlier, no, Satish? Sorry.
No, we will come there. So, so when we click on it, we will get to know what issue. It is showing the timelines for that, right? Whereas a filled circle like this is multiple issues, right? So open circle versus a full circle. Open circle, it is a one single issue, but full circle is a multiple issues. How we can look at it? We need to
Santosh, Satish.
Yes.
Issues.
Sorry, can you come again?
Subtask are child issues, right? Whatever. So field circle.
No. These are two issues. When we say two issues, those are two stories. Two stories having the same average.
Okay.
Got it? Hey, stop me if you are spending more time on this. You can go back to the next question. But yes.
No, Satish.
At least
it is useful.
Are you following?
It is useful also, yes.
Okay. Yeah. So this we can do even for our Scrum team, not just for Kanban team. That's the reason I'm emphasizing on this. So,
field circle, there are 3 other non-field circles are there. There is a difference, right?
Yes. No, non-field circle, it is only one issue. Just click on it, you'll get entire split of that.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
See, this is 22 hours, 1 day, 1 week, something like. See, here, this is where we're getting the cycle time. Right? The cycle time for that specific issue is 1 week, 2 days.
But Satish, why do you not look at the cumulative flow diagram? That would give you a better idea of where the bottleneck is, right? Instead of looking at the control chart initially.
Yes, but we will be able to get to know because of which issue the bottleneck happened or for which issue the bottleneck happened.
Okay.
All right. Control chart, we will get to know at which stage the bottleneck happened. We even did the same for that review. We found out that using the control chart, yes, the bottleneck happened at review stage. But for which user stories, if you want to do more analysis, then like this, the control chart will help. Yes.
But when I
Review
highlight,
yes.
Satish, when I highlight the green circle, which is not filled, it is giving me only two metrics. It talks about a rolling average and standard deviation. I don't see any other. Maybe I need to click on that. Okay.
Yes,
Once I
click on that.
yeah.
You need to click on that.
Okay. Now I see the cycle time
Yes.
in progress.
Right. Again, the focus is not for that individual issue or anything. The focus is for the whole team or whole duration.
So the blue line, right? The blue line is what we need to understand more.
Blue line is rolling average. Blue line is also not required, as that is for the insights we'll get to know. But yes, if you want to do a detailed postmortem or whatever the analysis, now we'll get to know, yes, this issue took 1 week, 4 days. And the coding itself took 1 week, 4 days. Yes. Why?
How do we share this report to the leadership team? Just in case if you want to show that there is an improvement.
Improvement, we can generate a simple Excel like this.
Manually? Do we need to input the numbers manually?
Yes, manually. That is one way. The other way is like you can share. Enter your
choose the time period,
names.
right? Time period before we started working and time period after we started or after we believe the improvement happened. So for the different time periods, we can generate this chart.
Yeah, every release also I recommend. Every release or every sprint, it is up to you. You can generate this chart and share along with that release metrics or sort of thing, right? You can type your email address or you can copy this link and paste it into your Confluence page.
I mean,
or
yeah,
however you want.
But I think it would be difficult for the leadership team to read these numbers because we are spending a lot of time understanding on, going when you are clicking on individual issue, then we are able to see what is the cycle time.
Yes.
But if I want some consolidated report, then I have to convert that into an Excel, I believe.
Yes, like this, a simple Excel. Again, no need to we just need to enter it manually. Let me go to this report. See, now it is showing 4 days, 17 hours, right? Let me come down and I will in review. I selected only review, right?
Okay.
1 day, 12 hours. I just pick up that number. That's it. 1 day, 12 hours is the average for review. I just need to input into that Excel. Nothing else. Nothing else.
So what is that 1 day, 12 hours of average? Average of the tickets
Average
which
of
were in
review. Average of tickets at
in
review stage. Right?
On 7th April, it went down. It means it
No, don't worry. There is not a burn down chart. We are not understanding that chart. We are just looking at the numbers.
Okay.
Right? No need to look at that when it is going down. That is because of when the team is doing the update to that specific issue. That is the reason the dates it is showing up. That's it.
Okay.
Right? So just filter this like this. See, encoding 4 days, 11 hours. Yes. Just select that specific stage, enter that numbers, prepare that Excel and send it. That's it.
Understood.
But before sending that, you need to understand. You might get a question. What is it or why it is taking time or how it is improving? We need to create a story how the team improved. If someone comes back and asks me a question, Satish, how you as a Scrum Master help the team improve their review time from 3 days to 1 day, I should be able to justify. I should be able to give a reason. This is what.
Understood.
So be prepared with that first.
Any examples, Satish, for that, for this situation? Any example?
Any example is like, as I mentioned, right? Working with the team to first understand what's the blocker or what's the challenge at the review stage.
Correct. What is stopping them, for keeping this in review for so long? Or do we have the QAs availability? Or do we have the leads availability? Or someone who kind of, those are the aspects that we need to dig deep into it and understand how can we reduce the time here.
Exactly. Yes. And Richard asked a question just now in the chat. This information will be relevant only when the team members are updating the status on time. If they're completing the review Wednesday and if they're updating that they're done with the review on Friday, that also could be a reason. Who knows? There could be multiple reasons why it is taking the time. This information is coming from the progress happening in the Jira as a tool.
Yeah, I think this is really helpful. At this metric, we can also see, with the person developer with the name as well. Like, you can filter it if a person is moving in progress to review to UAT or whatnot. You all have that options available in the dashboard there. Yeah, quick filters you can use
I
it.
generally don't recommend that. But yes, we can create a quick filter by each team member name or by epic name or by a release name, and you can create as a filter and you can generate that for that specific release, for that specific epic, for that specific team member. I don't recommend, but still, yes, that is what. But we're better not to use it for micromanaging.
Sure.
We are good?
Yeah, I think we are good with the control chat.
Okay.
This is one metric that you talked about. We have 3 more to cover.
Yes, the second one is a cumulative flow diagram. This cumulative flow diagram is not so effective because it is all my dummy project. But yes, by looking at that cumulative flow diagram, we will get to know how or which stage, which phase the blocking is happening for that specific team. Let me try to bring up some other project. I don't know which project I have this flow diagram available. This is all my dummy projects, so that's why I'm sharing. I don't have any data conflict issues or anything.
By the way, that chat I've showed you, Satish, maybe if you can just spend 1 minute explaining about
sure.
The image I've shared. Sorry,
image. Yes.
What are your inputs, thoughts on this?
Okay. So past 3 months, the team worked on 139 issues. The average is 1 week, 22 hours. Yes. From a 2 week sprint perspective, the average is looking good, which is like 1 week, 22 hours is 6 working days. From that perspective, it is good. But as you can see, above the average line, there are multiple full circles. See here, this is one full circle, thick full circle. Here, this is another thick full circle. Whenever it is a thick full circle, that means it is a more issues got updated at that point of time. That could be end of the sprint. Who knows?
No, this is Kanban, right? We don't have sprint in this.
Okay. If it is Kanban, well and good. But if it is a Scrum team, yes, I'm telling that, right?
But it is still some end of some cycle, maybe a Friday night or before some demo or something has happened because of which people are fast updating at that particular time.
Why multiple updates are happening at that point of time, that is another point up. And there are some like here, right? There is more above from the average. So these are the things, if you can see, these are the things we need to observe. What could be the reason why, what we can do to improve further. These are done. We can't go back and fix it. Going ahead, if we have to improve, how we can improve, right? So here also we have 2 thick circles, multiple issues. That is what we need to focus on. The another important thing is minimum time. I haven't mentioned it, but less than 1 minute minimum time. What is it? What does it mean? Team.
The status change from one
everything from to do to done within a minute. Here, if you can see here, right? There are few issues which are updating from end to end less than a minute. Is it
Okay.
relevant? Is it really less than a minute? For creating a story itself, it will take more than a minute.
But
I think
Satish, we don't know what this plot is for actually, because like when you showed, right, you chose the options, right? You left out the to do and the done, and you selected only some options. So I don't know in this image what are the options that are selected for that plot.
No,
that is in progress only. Yeah, in progress and
Oh,
review
okay, only
and-
in progress. Okay.
in progress, review, and other status apart from to do and done.
Okay.
No, I think in
any
this case, what might
any
have
status,
happened,
right? Any status, if we have less than 1 minute as minimum time, it means the team just updated the status.
or
And
that
move
could
to
be
the
one
next
more
step.
reason. What one more reason could be the team might have already completed the development, but for that particular feature, let's say that they forgot to create a task, and maybe a Scrum Master ask, okay, do we have this feature that you're talking about is already tracked in a Jira? Then immediately developer or the lead, he creates and moves into a different stages and get that completed. Something which has already completed, I believe. That's what happens sometimes. Is that a use case, valid use case, Satish?
Yes.
Satish, I have one question here. What does a Kanban team do in an organization? It's not
My team follow Kanban. I'm an Agile coach.
Yeah, even I
We
do
as a
the
team, we
same.
follow Kanban because we never know which team or which stakeholder will come and ask us, hey, I need a help or I need a support or I need this to be done.
Exactly.
The DevOps team,
scenario.
they follow Kanban, or the tools team within our organization, they follow Kanban. The architects, they follow Kanban.
Where they know very well what is the SLA, such teams follow, such environment follows the Kanban.
Exactly. And where the teams don't know what they are about to work upon. Like this lean coffee session, for example, we know that we have 2 hours of time, but we don't know which question will come or how many questions will come. Now for this question, the SLA is more. That's why we are spending more time. Simple.
Yeah, the more dynamic environment where you don't know what is there for your next sprint. Like you just need to work on what the work flows into your bucket.
None of my projects, I have not created any Kanban project. That's why I'm asking where it is applied. So where it will be.
Yes.
So I have to start applying is my question now.
No.
Yes.
Both are different.
Need not be. Right. See, many times what's happening in the organizations is they might be having like suppose 20, if I have to mention, we have 150 Scrum teams, hardly 12 or 15 Kanban teams. For Scrum teams, we have Scrum Masters, but for Kanban team, they might not be having any specific Scrum Master or anything as a tag or map. So all of a sudden, the one of the leader might come and say, Satish, go and help this Kanban team. Right? We might not start from scratch, or we might not be there day in, day out, the way how we do work with a Scrum team. Right? So that's what my point. If in case you have to go and help a Kanban team on a dynamic basis, knowing this information will help. So we can't go and we can't invite the team to do a retrospective what went well, what didn't well. We might not even have that luxury. If in case we are able to, we can. If not, going with this information or inputs and then passing on this to team, these are your SLAs or these are your timelines. So let's suppose if I go back to this Excel, the time SLA defined is 4 days, for example. But this team is taking 5 days, 23 hours. The leader might come and ask Satish, the SLA is 4 days. Every time the team is missing the SLA, can you go and help the team? Yeah, that might be the ask. Who knows? So then we need to do our homework before going to the team and start having the conversation.
Satish, sorry to interpret. I have a simple doubt here. When you say SLA is missed, normally what a run team, that is a support team, we do is go for a problem ticket, raise a problem ticket and do the analysis, 5 whys and whatever fish analysis, all this will be done. Then what is a Kanban team? My question is, what is the roles and responsibility of a Kanban team? And how this is relevant to this? Because already when a problem ticket is created, analysis is happening. That is never happen again. Then what is Kanban doing here?
No, analysis is done. Then they start fixing or whatever they're doing. Then they do the validation. Then they need to complete that, do that code merger, deploy and make it available to the customer.
Great. What is the roles and responsibility of a Kanban team? What is the service they provide?
No, I think
everything end to end.
So, Satish,
They do end to end, right? Sure.
I would like to add one point. Kanban is not a team. It's a framework. It's a methodology that we are using for a specific team. It's an approach that we are using.
Okay, what is the benefit we get out of it?
Same like what you have metrics. Any project that you cannot implement in a Scrum methodology, or track in a methodology, Scrum methodology, or develop in a Scrum methodology, Kanban is the very easy to use framework. Like as Satish mentioned, if there are any projects that doesn't have a
defined backlog.
Yeah, defined backlog. Okay, you don't know what work you will get and when you will get. So in that,
sorry to say, Scrum is not a methodology and Kanban is not a framework. Okay.
Maybe one real-time example is like Kanban. If you have a NOC support team or production support team which is working on products, they don't know when the tickets will come, from where it will come, what is the direction or redirection. The NOC team will work totally based on the ticket inputs. Now you will come to know based on Kanban on how much time they are going to work on particular ticket, which ticket took a lot of time, what made them to move from one stage to another stage in these many tickets. That way, when you have more unpredictability in the team or you are working on the tickets, the framework or the methodology will be applicable. You can't enforce or you can't force any framework on the team because you are an agile team or you are a Scrum team. Based on the requirement or based on the team intake, you have to change your metrics, frameworks, methodologies, or whatever it could be.
Because
one more thing, it is a pull-based mechanism. A Kanban is a pull-based mechanism. They can, once they complete the story, immediately they can pull another priority story. They cannot wait like a sprint is going to end. So for sprint means we need to wait for 2 week sprint or 3 week sprint. In between also we can take, but not every time. But scope will change. If there is no scope will change, like kind of thing.
So Satish, in the interest of time, can we cover CFD also? I think good discussion happening.
Sure. Let me check for a CFD if I have it handy. I don't think my CFDs look good or pretty, but I will try to bring in one CFD. Let me see. And guys, this is my Jira project, right? Okay. Yes. No effective CFD. Let me bring up one Google picture. So that is what I do on Jira. Anytime someone comes and asks me a question on Jira, right? So that is what I do. I do practice on my own Jira, and that's when I will bring that to the discussion, or I will share that as an example or reference. So I created multiple projects, and that's what I do. Start practicing. Have your own free version of Jira and start making use of it. And it is free of cost, up to 10 users. Okay. Yes. Now let's.
Can you share the link?
Sure, I will share. Yeah. So this is the cumulative flow diagram. So there are 3 different stages, 1, 2, and 3. So that is the, what do you say, maybe the backlog or to do, in progress, and done. Right. So this is not giving the clear picture, but yes, what it is showing is like from the day it started here, maybe 1 week or one block of time, maybe one sprint. The blue line, when it is started, this is when the done line started improving. As you can see, right? So here is when the second block is when it started, and it went up till here. From again, if we can see, the entire this duration, it could be a week or a sprint or whatever the cycle. This done line is flat. What does it mean? Nothing is moving into done. And if you can see, the entire block is light green, which means everything is in progress. Nothing moved to done during that specific duration of time. The same thing happened here as well. If you can see the first block, everything is in the light green. Then it moved to done in the second block. The same thing happened in the third block and again happened in the fourth block. What does it mean? Each block, if we assume as a week, each block, if we assume it as a week, the first week, entire week, the team is working on in progress. Second week onwards, they started stories one by one into done. Same thing till here, the sprint is completed. As you can see, here is when we started. So the second week, let me see. Okay. Let me change the color. Yes. See? We started the sprint with this much of scope. We ended the sprint with this much of scope. So this is the first week and this is the second week, right? So first whole week, the team was working on in progress, nothing moved to done. The second week, slowly, one good thing is slowly the team started moving into done. And by the end of the week, end of the sprint, the team completed. So this is the scope. The team started the second sprint. And the first week of the second sprint, again, everything is in progress. Only from the second week onwards, the line moved. And again, as you can see, by end of second sprint, the team completed everything, whatever the plan. So now come to the third sprint. So here, this is where the team started third sprint. As you can see, the done line started moving up. And this is where it's flat. What does it mean? Third sprint, second week, nothing happened. Nothing moved to done. So what is the challenge for the team to move to done? Or what is blocking the team to move it to done at that specific time? That is what we will get to know by looking at this cumulative flow diagram. That is one thing. The second thing is the work in progress. As we are showing in this is the WIP, work in progress. So at this point of time, these many items are in progress. Why these many items are in progress? What's the reason? What's the logic behind having too many issues, whether it is a ticket request story or whatever the terminology we use? Why these many are in progress at this point of time? This is the maximum WIP limit. And this is the average cycle time, right? So from here till here. So this is the backlog. The dark green, light green is in progress. The blue is done. So the average cycle time, it is not giving the exact number. That's the reason we use the control chart. And for which user stories also, we are not getting it from this, or what could be the actual reason. That's the reason, even though we are able to figure out at which stage the delay is happening, to get more information, more insights, we are using the control chart. Right? We are good with the CFD.
Yeah, I think it's good. Thank you.
When we have multiple stages, right, we will get to know more clear, like when we have encoding, in testing, review, analysis, something like that, multiple stages, we'll get more clarity from the CFD perspective as well.
Satish, in short, when will we look at the CFD? Control chart is very clear. When will we look at CFD? When will we look at control chart? The difference.
When we look at CFD, we can look at every time, like during a sprint or during for a release or for a specific duration, we can look at that CFD as well. But for getting more information, more insights, control chart will give more. The name itself is control chart, right? The control is with us. We can play around the stages, phases, or the we can get to know which issue, what happened, and everything at that control chart.
So using this cumulative flow diagram, we will get to know only flow, right? Nothing else, right? Nothing.
Yes, the flow, the cumulative flow, how the flow is accumulating cumulatively across the duration. That is what we will get to know, how the flow is happening end to end.
Okay.
Visualization.
Okay. But rather than that, in the control chart only, we'll come to know throughput and cycle time, lead time, everything will come to know there itself, right? That is a good to refer, right?
If we start making use of control chart, that is the best help for us as a Scrum Master or a coach.
Okay. Okay.
So usually when you are working with Kanban teams, right? For leadership review, you can use the CFD a lot because that is where they will get used more. Control charts will go little depth, right? So that can be used at the within the teams on where are the areas of improvement. Because leadership is more interested on the high level metrics, right? So this is one of the differences where you can make most use of the CFD and control charts.
Okay.
Go ahead, Satish.
Yes. Yes, that's about that. What do you say? CFD and control chart. Does this question was answered? And of course, the throughput is nothing but the number of items completed by a given team. And the other metric, what I was mentioning, is the SLAs. So as a Kanban team, we need to make sure what is the SLA for the given team versus how the SLAs were met. There is another metric I was mentioning. So we need to keep a track on that metric as well.
So where do we find the SLAs? Do we have
SLAs will be based upon the SOW or the project guidelines, right? It won't be coming directly from the what do you say, the Zero or any tool. SLA we will get to know, like yes, for high priority issue or for medium issue or for this specific team, this is the SLA.
Yeah, right? That is taken care by incident managers when we are supporting application, and also we have P1, P2, P3, P4. P1 is 4 hours, 8 hours, 16 hours, like that. So that tracking and all will be there. That will be used. Service now is there. Along with that, this could be used to track.
Okay. I think we can also consider assigning the story points to the task that we are creating. Right? In that way, we can also see if the team is increasing the number which they are completing week or week. Or I'm talking about the Kanban, not in
Kanban. I generally personally don't prefer the story points. We can. There is no harm in doing that, but it is not bringing any value because the focus of Kanban team is to complete that and get it done by the SLA. So when the issue itself is created, the team already know what's the time they have to spend. Then again, why to do the story point estimation and everything?
Okay. You mean to say the due date is...
Due date will be coming up, or either the SLA is coming up. So one of it is indirectly setting the context to the team. So again, we know that if we have to do the estimate, we need to bring the whole team to the planning poker or some or other form of estimation. Instead of that, the Kanban team might be able to complete a couple of more issues in that time.
But what if you get a larger piece of a requirement from the stakeholder that doesn't give you the breakup of task, subtask, So in that case, something that we can maybe we can consider using.
Let me add one more point to what we discussed, Scrum versus Kanban. Kanban works well when the team know what they have to work, but when to work on what they don't know. Example, a support team, ICICI Bank, for example, right? So the moment we call the ICICI Bank customer care, they know that we are a bank customer, but they don't know for which issue we call them or we reached out to them. Got it? So that team, they will have their own SLA. If Satish is asking for a password reset for his online banking, this will be the SLA. If Satish is asking for address change, this will be the SLA. If Satish is asking a transfer of 1 lakh from his account to another account, yes, this is the SLA. Until the request is reached to the team doesn't know what could be the request. But once the request is there, the team knows, yes, this is the type of request. This is the information input we got. And this is the SLA. So we can't say that, hey, I want to transfer 1 lakh to my friend's account. As per your SLA, it is 2 hours, finish it up. Whose account, which account, what's the account number? Without me giving it to the Kanban team, can they finish it? No. I can sit there, yes, SLA is 2 hours, you need to finish it. No, without the stakeholders giving all the required information, none of the team can work on it.
So I think that the other person who has asked is like, yeah, they got some brand new project which has huge amount of volume of work, but they don't know how to dissect that, right? And provide a high level plan. I think that was the question raised, right?
If that is a brand new project, I recommend Scrum, not Kanban. The Kanban works for the known scope of work. Yes, sir.
Right. Yeah, yours is a very valid point. And during that time, at least you will be in a position to identify the high level epics and features, right? If not stories, right? So you can use the t-shirt sizing, and depending on your team's the way they do, the way they handle the work, you can define the t-shirt sizing. Extra small, medium, large, extra large. How many days you want to give? Basis that, at least at the epic and feature level, if you are able to estimate using t-shirt sizing, you can give that high level milestone plan to the leadership. After that, you know the story, right? We will slowly jump into the detailed sprint level as soon as you want to start it off, right? And you will give the very detailed plan, having at the epic feature and story level with MVPs, right? So that is how you can you can give a progressive milestone plan to the leadership or whoever it is needed.
Satish, you told Kanban is suitable for support teams, and what are the other teams?
Support teams, maintenance teams, or any teams where the scope of work is not defined. I mean, the backlog is not defined.
Okay.
Satish, I use Kanban board in a different perspective. So I plot that there is a Kanban board we can do, right? So each and every column in review, in testing, in coding, or in analysis. So if 4 tasks are on the same lane, then there is a chance for a discussion. Why 4 tasks are there in this? So that will bring out the optimal solution. So people have to, team has to work on that. That is the only thing I'm using Kanban board for. But I will try to look for as of now.
Just a small point. So when we say the Kanban board, you might be talking about a Scrum board, right? If in case you're having an active sprint and you're using a sprint board, there is a visualization. But the way how the Kanban board comes, like, we don't even have a sprint. Everything will be the Kanban board. And we can set the WIP limits. maximum 2, maximum 3. We can set the WIP limits. This is a Kanban board because you can see the name itself is Kanban board. We don't have a sprint because it will be keep on. The issues will be keep on coming, adding into the backlog itself. The team will start to keep on working on it. Does that clarify your point?
Yes, yes. If in
Yes.
process is more than 3, then that goes for a discussion.
Yes. But
How do
here
you
we
derive
can set. Sorry.
How do you derive this limit? I mean, for development, maximum is 2, right? WIP limit. So based on what formula, or else how you derive this limit?
You have to
It's a
observe.
trial and error. It's a
Observe
trial and error.
2 weeks.
Yes.
Couple of weeks.
No, the recommended is 3 by Kanban itself. So no task should be there on a particular thing in progress.
Need not be. If it is a 20-member team or 30-member team, for example, right? It can be more than 3 as well. Like suppose like ICICI Bank support team, right? For a branch or for location, there might be like 100 associates. We can't say that all the 100 associates should be working on only 3 tickets. No, it might
But I'm
not be.
talking about the team size of 8.
Yeah, of course. That's what I'm telling, right? So when it depends or it differs. So here we can set the, what do you say, the limits, max limit, minimum. We can even set the minimum limit and we can set the maximum limit. It is up to us.
The Insights tab is also available on the desktop version, Satish, or is it only available on web-based?
Desktop, I'm not pretty sure. I never used it. So we use web-based. It might be there. Okay, we spent more time on this. Are we still good?
But still, it was useful, Satish. Even if you don't cover the rest of the question, I think it is useful for everyone. Everyone was pitching it. So I feel this is a useful time.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It is useful.
Clarity,
Useful,
please. I'm
Satish.
sorry to interfere. Satish, how can you say the WIP is a fixed number when you are bound to solve a ticket by the SLA? Suppose there are 10 tickets coming up, but the SLA is like 2 days. You cannot say my WIP is 3 only, I'll take only 3, right? So will
Yeah,
it
to answer that, I understood your thing. So when there are all of a sudden there are 2 P1 and 1 P1, so what to do? So most of the time we'll pull the resource from other projects.
No, you didn't get my question. I'm sorry, I'll repeat it again. You are saying the WIP is 3, but the SLA says that the particular thing has to be solved by 2 days, and you have 10 tickets in line. So can you say that no, my WIP is 3, the first 3 are only not yet resolved, so all the 7 please wait for next 2 days? You can't say that, right? So will it make it?
I will answer your question in a different way. Let's take an example of a Domino's, right? For easy discussion. So Domino's, their SLA is 30 minutes from the time we order the pizza till the time it is supposed to be delivered, whether it is in person in the store or at home, right? Oh, let's suppose the store is getting 1,000 orders. They have only one oven or microwave, whatever they use to bake the pizza. Can the team meet the SLA?
No.
No. Then what is it supposed to be done?
We want to increase
exactly. Here the WIP limit is the oven. So it is either increase the size of the team or stop taking the orders. Yes. Or pass on this context to the leadership team. This is what is happening. This is where we need your involvement to get it improved. You may have to expand the team, maybe, so that more issues can be done in parallel, and the WIP limit can be instead of 3, we might work on 5 or maybe 7. And WIP limit is not fixed. We can do a trial and error, and we will adjust the WIP limit as required.
Yeah, we'll revisit with the team and we'll increase the limit also.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
And I will observe at least a couple of weeks, the last 1 month, and then we will increase the WIP limits.
Ashwin, does it answer your question?
I mean, this same question was asked to me in an interview, so I also tried to answer the same. I mean, saying like, no, we have to do trial and error. Then he's saying, then why are you even fixing a WIP when you are supposed to be bound by an SLA? Is what I mean. This for an agile coach interview I took somewhere.
We are not fixing the SLA.
Uh-huh.
See, why we are setting the SLA? Let me go back to the board.
SLA is already bound, right? For example,
yes.
support project. So we are supposed
SLA is
to
already
go by.
bound. Yeah, SLA is already bound. If let me show just a minute, you'll get an idea.
I think one more point.
The moment I moved the fourth issue, the column turned into red. It is highlighting, stating that a maximum is 3, in progress is 4. It is highlighting in red. What does it mean? Yes, we know that you are following SLA, you are bound to be SLS, but first try to resolve the current existing things. When already something is on your plate, why you are taking more in progress?
You'll take a hit on the quality of delivery in case if you have too many in progress, and that's the only reason that we want to limit. Okay, you focus on 3 so that you can provide the quality service, or you can develop a better feature code. I think that's how we can take a look at it also, and from that angle.
No,
Exactly.
not just quality, right? It's not just quality. You will not be able to finish the 4 items. Even you will not be able to finish even 1 or 2 items to satisfy the SLA. That is the problem.
Exactly. Nothing will be served.
Yeah,
Nothing
everybody. None of them will be serviced. So yeah.
Now, because of that SLAs, yes, again, based upon the SLAs, we need to define the WIP limits, and based upon the SLAs and the WIP limits, this is another metric which I was mentioning, right? So we need to make sure to help the team identify the improvements. When we say the improvements, it is not just for the team, it might be for the leadership as well, or the client as well. Right? Another generic example, the Indian Railways, they started launching Vande Bharat train with the speed of 100 or whatever they quote, right? Because they launched the train, does it mean the driver is bound to meet that speed limit of 100 without increasing the infrastructure of the tracks? No, it's not in the hands of the driver.
What is the question? Can you come again, Satish?
My point is, let's suppose a new Vande Bharat train is launched.
Correct.
From point A to point B. The target speed limit is set as 100 kilometers per hour.
Okay.
Without the improvement of the tracks from the existing infrastructure to the latest infrastructure supporting that 100 kilometer speed limit, can the train be, and can we make the driver be accountable for that?
No.
Not at all.
Not at all. Correct.
Yes. So here the leadership involvement should be coming up. Whether the leadership can't expect that meet SLS with just 1-2 team members. No. That is where the initial point is like making the Scrum Master a blame. That yes, because of you are not taking the ownership, or you are not getting the team done the work. Yes, there is what is happening.
But in this case, they should improve the first infrastructure, then focus on that.
Who will improve the infrastructure? The leadership team.
Leadership team only, yes.
And our responsibility is to make them understand that yes, we can help this done, provided this is the support from your side. We can deliver $1,000 of pizza or maybe $2,000. First, provide us the ovens. First, provide us the number of drivers. If there is only one delivery executive, can they deliver all the 1,000 pizzas within half an hour? No.
No.
So SLAs also to be considered by taking the current infrastructure availability of a lot of many other internal external factors. Are you good?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
I know we went from somewhere to somewhere. But coming back, at least have you answered this question?
Yeah, it is answered.
Okay. And we already crossed the time. Do you want to quickly go through this? Picture of non-technical SM where organizations require technical SM apart from AI threat. Some of it already we discussed.
Simple answer is they have to start acquiring those skills.
Skills, exactly.
To avoid the threat.
So last couple of weeks ago,
we gain technical
knowledge.
That is the issue, right? How do we gain the technical issue? It's not a day or two. Becoming a Scrum Master, plain vanilla will be easy, but not technical expertise, right?
that is where it shows the differentiation compared to the others. And that is what will bring the value to us and to the organization as well. So the first question, if you remember, that is where we started, like hybrid mode of working and like dual roles or upskilling and making sure we are following the market trend or the organization context. That is all required.
Maybe the another best example is previously organizations used to hire developer, Java developer, Python developer. Now the teams are expecting cross-functional teams who can work on different platforms.
Yeah,
When
exactly. That's it.
Able to upskill, then why not only Scrum Master can upskill?
It is each of our responsibility to focus on that continuous learning. Okay, yes.
Okay, thanks. I'm dropping. Very good discussion.
Sure.
Thanks.
Okay, yes, there are a couple of in-person events coming up at Hyderabad. One is at the current thing which we are discussing, the AI course, but it is a LLM. This is by Agile Waters. They are organizing it Hyderabad, Pune, and Bangalore. I can share the details. And
when is it?
Hyderabad, it is happening next weekend.
When is in Bangalore, Satish?
I will share the schedule, the brochure. You can take a look at it.
Can you share it in the WhatsApp, Satish?
Yes, I will share it in WhatsApp and over email as well. And the Ganlahari from PMI, it is happening on 20th July, and regional Scrum gathering in 15-16 November. Of course, we have our own SSAG Cognition happening on 20th June. So these are all the in-person events at Hyderabad. So feel free to register and join whatever the event you are interested in.
Ours is on 22nd.
22nd June. Yes, that's correct.
People who are willing to register can go ahead. We'll share the details. Yeah.
It's not shared yet, right?
It is shared already in the, what do you say? Yeah, I think I haven't shared it.
Not you
We
can
shared in the
again.
WhatsApp group. I will share it once again.
Yeah, you can share it again.
Yeah, I will share it.
Yeah, if you can just put it, I'll register it.
Yes. I shared the link in the chat. And maybe by tomorrow morning, we will share the schedule and other details as well. Okay, yes, this is a old slide. I haven't updated, I guess. But yes, the feedback for the session and any questions for the event also we can discuss.
And every time in this lean session, new people will be joining, right?
Yes.
So we have dedicated WhatsApp groups for all the areas, for Scrum Masters, jobs, DevOps, product, Agile coaches. So people can reach out to either me or Satish, so that we can add you to those particular groups where you can leverage those, and you can get this kind of information, as and when needed. So just want to give a call out on that one.
Yeah, we
And
will share the group links in the email for all the registered participants here, so that like
right.
they can
So,
join directly.
new people. New people.
Yes, for the new people. That's what I'm telling. For today's session, who is registered, we will share all the details for the
Right.
SSAG Cognition plus the WhatsApp group details. Everything we will share by email tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think that would be helpful.
Yes, and we did a lot of sessions for Jira as well. We can do more sessions. We will share that YouTube playlist as well. We did 1.5 hour session for control chart, 1.5 hour for cumulative flow diagram, for burn down, burn up, whatnot. We did sessions for all these already. We can do it again.
Satish, do you have
Yes,
the recording?
do we have any such sessions for DevOps that would be really helpful at the Azure DevOps? Because I was looking for something, I had already messaged in the group also, maybe not people must have seen that in the WhatsApp group. I'm pretty new to that. I mean, yeah, TFS or the DevOps, especially how do we really create these reports and generate those? I'm pretty new to the TFS also for the new project now. So I have seen such links were shared in the very past, but I was not able to find those in the group. But I have again now. This is my requirement. If I can get such
Sure.
a tutorial,
I
training,
guess
something
I
like
might be having some YouTube list, not from us, but from someone else. We
that
shared
really
it.
helps. Yeah,
I
starting
will
from scratch, maybe including the
Azure
report.
DevOps. There are 5 or 6 videos.
That really helps, Satish. Really, I mean, yeah, today's session is also very helpful. Yeah, this I'm learning from the beginning, so maybe we had a lot of expertise in the group. Maybe I was not the one, but I was learning from the scratch. Yeah, those links would help if you can share.
Satish, could you share the control charts that session if you have any recording?
Yes. I just now shared the link in the YouTube. Sorry, Zoom chat. Getting that fish. So these are all I shared the entire playlist. So we have cumulative flow diagram, control chart, burn down, burn up, Jira automation, and AI within Jira. Jira reports. I did a session for PMI PCC. Jira basics. We did a lot of sessions. Right, 9 sessions right now. So we can go through all of them.
So this you have shared the Jira playlist. What about control charts?
Yeah, control chart is a second video within that playlist.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, anything related to DevOps also will help of this.
DevOps, yes, we will share.
Okay.
I need to check on that. I will check and I will share that.
In the WhatsApp group, that would help, I think.
Yeah, in the WhatsApp group and WhatsApp group, I'll share.
Thanks so much, Satish. Thank you.
Satish, one last question. Any certifications that you suggest that going to help us in the future, like, add on to our role that we are going to do, or staying up to date in the market? Anything that we can do it quickly, like not really get into the decoding and other stuff, but what do you suggest? If you have a couple of things, just let us know.
PMP is picking up like anything. Right. So the PMP were down a while in between, but now they've brought in the hybrid. When you say hybrid, it includes that waterfall and agile plus or different frameworks within that implementation. So PMP certification is picking up like anything. Right. So if in case you're already 10 plus years of experience, or maybe 12, 15 or what are the years of experience, I recommend any of you to focus on PMP.
What about Prince certification?
Prince, I don't have much of insights on that, so I am not the right one to comment on that part. Okay, so I did PMP. I never played the role of project manager, but I did PMP. How it helped me as a Scrum Master, as a coach, is like whenever I have to talk to or whenever I have to coach or mentor a typical project manager, that's when I will bring up that concept. Hey, I know you're referring to the initiation of the project, but now we are talking about a sprint. For this sprint, what is the scope we would like to define? What is the goal for this sprint? So that way, me showcasing that, yes, I know the terminologies, I know the concepts, I know the implementation, that helped me gain the trust of that typical project managers. And if required, yes, I am very well equipped to go ahead and play the role of a project manager, or might not be a project manager. My next role, I may have to lead or manage a group of Scrum Masters or Agile coaches. Even then it helps me. Right? There the budgeting, the scheduling, everything comes as a manager for me. Does it answer your question, Hari?
Yeah.
One
And,
small question.
yes.
I don't know if this is the forum. Jira admin, where can we learn Jira admin? Because some companies are expecting Agile coach to be Jira admin also. I don't know like why. There are some companies like that.
Let me share my screen. It is this. Okay. Too many windows. I'm getting confused. Okay. You're able to see the screen?
Yes, yes.
Atlassian University is the best place to get started with. Any of you, not just for Jira admin, any of it. So here we have multiple free learning paths. So click on that free learning path. Getting started with Jira, getting started with Confluence, getting started with Jira service management. Of course, might not be required, but yes. Right. The same way, become an effective Jira admin, become an effective Jira software project admin, become an effective Confluence admin. These are all free of cost. These are all free of cost coming directly from Atlassian University.
Do they give us any certificate after completion or?
Might be. They might be giving it. Yes. Start making use of these free learning paths. Right. See, optimize your flows, drive agile at scale across enterprises, improve your team's collaborations. These are all free courses coming from Atlassian University. Right? And they themselves have some certifications required. You can, if you're interested, you can go through that. The next best thing is Atlassian documentation. Whenever I have any question or anything I have to refer, I will open Jira. I'm already in Jira. I will go here. In the help, I will go and browse complete documentation. Click on it. We will get the entire Jira cloud resources, starting from how to set up Jira, how as an admin you can start a new project, how you can set up the project permissions and roles, how do you configure a board, how to create a plan. Each and everything is in detail available in this Jira documentation. And that Jira learning paths might be just a basic information to get started with. Once you're done, you can start making use of this documentation. Ashwin, you can start making use of this.
Yeah, thanks, Satish.
This
That
is
is
for
helpful.
a small team, right, of 10 users. But even for enterprise, do you have this kind of help support there?
Yes. Okay. You need to go for Jira Align instead of Jira Cloud. You might have to Jira Big Picture or Jira Align, or you are doing it. You can make use of it. Along with that, now recently they started one thing called as plans. Plans is for multiple teams. It helps with the capacity planning. It helps with the dependency mapping. And if in case your product is having multiple teams,
that is a safe team, right?
Need not be. In case you are having 3-4 Scrum teams working together with close dependencies, can simply use of plans. We did a one session on that plans as well. Yeah. Let me see if it is there in the playlist or not. I will share that as well, because it will give a clear, let me show if I have that guide. Yes, it will show the dependencies like anything. Right. See that, go to the tutorials. It will show each and everything, how to manage dependencies. Earlier, they used to call it as advanced roadmaps. Now they changed it the name as plans. Just go through it. It will give you excellent information. And with the screenshots, see, they're giving the screenshots, explanation, everything in detail. One small point is the plans is free of cost if in case you're using either an enterprise subscription or a premium subscription. Right now I'm on a free plan, free subscription. That's why the plans is not available for me. But in our organization, we are an enterprise subscription. We are making use of the plans for our own implementation. This will come free of cost for your enterprise subscription or a premium subscription. You can check with your Jira admin, and any information you need, you can reach out to me. We can discuss on that. Good.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Satish. Tomorrow is the last date for registering, right? I think, or
what is the last date for early bird registration?
Oh, okay.
We kept it. We initially kept as 5th, but tomorrow, because tonight we have the lean coffee session, so we want to once again remind. And if in case anyone is interested, feel free to register before tomorrow. Tomorrow is the last date for early bird. The registration will be open till 19th, but early bird registration will be last date is tomorrow.
Okay. And one more small thing, that Agile Waters is happening next week or some other, like anything on that? Agile Waters.
What do you say at Hyderabad?
In person, right?
Yes, in person.
So next week, or where dates are out, or it will be out later?
I will share that. This is the brochure. Let me try to bring it up.
Okay, Satish, I'm just dropping off. Thank you
Sure.
for the session.
Thanks for joining in. Yeah. For that Agile Waters, the recommendation is the Python is having an basic idea of Python is expectation. So this is the AI bootcamp that is coming directly from I forgot the name. Mitra AI. They are the organization who is organizing it, and these are the dates. 14th and 14th June half day will be all online session. 15th and 16th in person. So this is the schedule. Right. Then Mumbai, Pune, and Bangalore. Is the price, and I can share the brochure as well.
Oh, it's available online also, I think, right? No.
Yes.
Both online and offline.
Online is only day one for initial context setting to download that LLM into our laptops. There is initial configuration will be done on the day one. Day 2 and day 3 is offline.
Okay.
The same schedule for any of the batch.
Okay, thanks a lot. That Satish is very helpful.
Just go through this brochure. I will share that brochure. And Python is mandatory. The recommendations. So these are the modules, and it will be hands-on. So you mentioned Python, basic understanding of Python programming, or hands-on experience of any programming language is the prerequisite. So register only if in case you get the benefit out of it. Okay.
Yes, thanks a lot, Satish. Thanks a lot. That was very informative.
Thanks everyone.
Thanks, Satish. It was very useful as usual. Thank you, Satish.
Definitely. Thanks everyone. Have a good night.
Thanks, Satish.
Nice
Thank
weekend.
everyone.
Bye.